Love is like over a gillion stuff.
Welcome to the Christian Car Guy Radio Show.
I say this calls for action, and now.
Love is like over a gillion stuff.
How much do you love me? His daddy didn't have to think. With his arms open wide, just as far as they could go, he said, as far as I can reach is not enough to show. I would give my life for you. You are my flesh and blood. I love you this much.
I love you this much today on the Christian Car Guy Show. How fun. We have Bob Young, our Christian junkyard guy, with us here this morning. Bob?
Good morning, brother. How you doing today?
I am excited about this topic in so many different ways. God has
got
been...
me scratching my head already.
Well, you know, kids have it pretty easy. They know what this means exactly. That, you know, I'm sure you had it when you were a kid that your parents would hold out their arms as far as they got, you know, I love you this much, right? Or how much do you love me? Do you love me this much? Do you love me that much? And that idea of I love you this much, it's helpful to illustrate it, right? Well, I don't know if you ever had thought much about this struggle that people have with Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 5, where it says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul. And then you'll find all sorts of different ways they translate that last word. Sometimes all your strength, sometimes all your might. They didn't know what to do with that, actually, when they went to translate it, because in Hebrew, that word is an adverb. And the adverb is normally translated 143 times, very. Exceedingly is another way that it's translated many, many, many times, and many times it's just translated much. Okay?
Okay.
And so what God was telling us is that we're supposed to love him with all our heart. That's your whole heart, like a child would love with their whole heart. With all your soul, and then there's this much. And it gives you a sense of what that, you know, what every parent does when they're trying to show their child how much they love them, right?
Do you have friends that have trouble telling you they love you?
Of course.
I love a lot of people, and I don't mind saying it. It doesn't bother me at all. It does not threaten my masculinity or everything. But there are some friends of mine wouldn't say it if the world was coming to an end. Maybe if I was in the box and they was walking by for the last time, they would say it. But you know, some people just struggle, and you wonder if they have trouble telling you. Do they have trouble telling their kids, you know, that they love them?
Yeah, it's fascinating, you know, especially if you get out in the country, you know, where my church is. And you got a lot of members, and it's very common for me, to end any conversation to make sure that I get it said, you know, I love you, you know.
I love you.
You know, that's how you...
Big hug if you can get it in there.
And, oh, my goodness, some of those old farmers, they're really uncomfortable with that. And they're uncomfortable because they never heard it. You know, they didn't get it from their father.
Right.
Or they didn't get it, you know... However it was, you know, it's a challenge. But, you know, the thing that grabbed me about this, you know, as I began to really work through this idea of I love you this much, you know, it's affectionate. It's hugs, it's kisses, right? Just as you just described. So the question that it seems to beg is, how do you do that with God? How do you give God a hug? How do you give God a kiss? You know, it says in the second Psalm, right? Kiss the Son, lest he be angry and you perish from the way. In other words, it seems pretty Like, this is something that's supposed to happen. And so how does that happen for you? I would love to know your experience. I mean, I'm being completely like, I would really love some more examples, hard examples of this. 866-348-7884, 866-348-7884. How do you hold God's hand?
Wow. I'm going to have to scratch my head just a little longer.
Well, I'll give you some ideas of things I've been pondering this for a week, just
Right.
pondering like I do. I think that fascinatingly, the very first time kiss is mentioned in the Bible is when Isaac goes to bless, he thinks, Esau. And he says, "Come here, son, let me kiss you." And when he does, he kisses him, and then he says, "The smell of you is like the smell of a field that God has blessed." And fascinatingly, when you look deeply into the Hebrew word for kiss, there's an idea of it that also has to do with smell.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And
I can remember a whole lot of times when God held my hand and where he held me up and where he hugged me. And so I guess I'm there.
well, I'm there with him doing that for me. I mean, I
Yes.
can remember
Yes.
amazing God hugs.
But
Well, where I'm not so with it is like, how can I be affectionate towards him?
how can you reciprocate?
And, it appears to me that when you are hugging somebody else, you're hugging God to some extent, right?
Now, then I'm good. I'm good. My chart is looking pretty good.
As you did for the least of these, you did for me. I'm with that. I'm with that. So you got an idea, or maybe you experienced something. This is what we're talking about. I know you might think, Robbie, what does this have to do with cars? Well, I'm going to get to that in a second, but I want you to call me with what you're thinking. 866-348-7884, 866-348-7884. You see, I did a show, and I've done lots of shows like this, where a theologian will get on and they'll start talking about how love is this sacrificial thing, and a lot of people misunderstand love, that it's not, it's not puppy love. It's not. This is the theological discussion that you may hear. Well, can I just disagree wholeheartedly? That, oh my goodness, when you really love somebody, it's this much. It's not just. It's just not, self-servingness. I mean, serving somebody. It is an emotional thing that carries on. And when you have that in love feeling, right? That it carries this affection with it. And if God tells us, you're supposed to love me this much, it's what he said. With all your heart, with all your soul, this much. Like, I'm getting it. That it's got to be all I got. And all I got is a big part of emotion.
Well, I got a refresher course this week because we got to hang out with some kids at the beach that we hadn't seen in a little while. And to them, I'm Papa Bob, and we have such a great time. And they come running, and one of them's, I think he's 11 or so now, and he's getting close to the age where they stop showing affection and stuff like that. He still comes over, gives me a hug. The little ones did, and it's just such a great thing.
That when you think about when you came home, right? When Rob was little, and he came a running, right before he went over to the dark side, like all kids do.
Oh yeah,
like I did.
Before you lost all your. When they hit a certain age, Dad's dumb.
Right. I don't know what happened, but before that, you just think about what that is and what that feels like. And, it's just, and I think when you really think about it, animals do it instinctively too. I have a very loving dog, right?
Oh, boy.
And I can assure you that dog is expecting to kiss me.
Ours too,
That
and
dog-
everybody else in the room, and people that drive down the street. She is the lickingest, lovingest dog ever.
All right, we have an answer I'm excited about. We have Aaliyah, it looks like, is in Greensboro. Aaliyah, you're on the Christian Car Guy Show. I'm very, very interested in your idea.
Yes, it's actually Rosalia, but Aaliyah's fine. And I think my personal experience is just I've always experienced like crying out and lamenting to the Lord is a way of like expressing like my emotions. Singing out to the Lord is definitely something that I feel embraces the Lord, and just, crying out in prayer and in.
You're listening to the Truth Network and truthnetwork.com.
Love is like over a gillion stuff.
With his arms open wide, just as far as they could go. He said, as far as I can reach is not enough to show. I would give my life for you. You are my flesh and blood.
I love you this much today on the Christian Car Guy Show. And let me start off by apologizing to Rosalia. We didn't realize the break was coming that quick, and we got cut off. And we would really love to hear more of what you had to say, Rosalia. And I apologize that happened to you. If you could call us back, I would sure love to continue that conversation. But
As perfect as we are, we do make a mistake.
on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, we got Jay Boyce. He is at M&L Motors in Lexington. And Jay is a Christian car guy. Welcome, Jay.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. And so, what's it like being a Christian car guy in Lexington, North Carolina?
Oh, it's probably no different than being a Christian insurance guy in Lexington. And you just, you try to be, try to represent Jesus the best you can to your coworkers and to your customers, and that's about it.
Okay. All right. So, what did you want to share with us today?
Oh, I'm just, I'm good friends with Stu there, Truth Network, and grateful for the work you guys are doing really all across the world in sharing the gospel. And Stu's just a dear friend of mine, and we just had some things going on coming up, the 4th of July. He actually wanted me to call in and talk about if that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're excited.
Awesome. So we are in Lexington, and we've got an event coming up. Of course, the 4th is on Saturday, next Saturday, and we're doing a live event from 11.
To jump on in here for 1 second, Jay, we got people listening all over the country. So some of them are in Washington, so they need to know that it's Lexington. Don't go to Lexington, Massachusetts, or Massachusetts. Yeah, this is Lexington, North Carolina. Yeah, north of Charlotte, south of Greensboro. That Lexington. So on the 4th of July at 11 o'clock. Go ahead.
Yeah, so from 11 to 1, we're going to have free hot dogs for people that come in, our customers. Also, we're going to have some live music. I'll be doing some music and some singing. And, basically that's it. A thank you to our community, and also to those who've done business with us, but also to try to get some new folks to come in and look at our product, and hopefully get to meet some new people, see some new faces. So that'll be Saturday the 4th. We will be open, and looking forward to meeting a lot of
Saturday,
folks that day.
So, how cool. And so, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say that we're grateful. Truth Network has donated some water for us to give out, and so we're gonna give out some water. I'll just sing a few songs about the water of life, and then also spread the word about the Truth Network as well.
Yeah, we got Truth Water. How much fun is that? So you can take advantage of that, and so you are a musician as well. And so what song do you sing about water?
Oh, song about water. Man, that's a good question. I don't remember any. There's probably several that I've
He can
done
ask
about
you a question and lock you up.
water. Sure.
The water of life is what you had originally said, so maybe it was more about life
Sure.
than water.
Yeah.
I was just curious, thinking, man.
Well, I guess I was trying to make a play on words with, the truth providing water and us giving out the water of life. I not necessarily had a song about that, but we'll sing a few songs about Jesus and hopefully share the truth of God's love with some folks here.
That'd be awesome. That's wonderful. Again, it's M&L Motor Company. It's right there, right off Business 40, essentially in Lexington, right?
That's correct, yeah. And
It's pretty easy to
406
find.
Piedmont Drive.
It's
Yep.
not Business 40.
What is it, Bob?
Business 85 or 29.
Yeah, it is. Business 8529. It's 406 Piedmont Drive is the address here. We're right beside Speedy's Barbecue. I mean,
that's
right
pretty
next
easy.
door.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
Love me some Speedies.
You're right. It's 85. You're right, Bob. I can't
I don't
believe
get
said
that a lot.
And that's a landmark in Lexington, really is. It's been an amazing. Gene owned that store for years and years. He was a good friend of mine, as was Smith Stokes, who worked there for years and years. And there's a lot of history at M&L Motor Company in Lexington. Been a Chrysler store forever, forever. So good work. I appreciate you calling in very much, Jay.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys and grateful for all the work that you are doing, and thankful for Stu and his testimony. He's been a true friend to me, and I'm grateful for that. Love him very much, and thanks for letting me get on here and talk a little bit.
Oh, we're glad. We're glad. And for a lot of folks may not know who Stu is that are listening, Stu Epperson is the founder of the Truth Radio Network, and which is the radio network that we broadcast from originally. So if you're, like we said, in Kentucky or you're in Washington, or there's a lot of stations that are not Truth affiliates that carry the show. So that's he's making reference to our founder, who is an amazing guy. We got to get him on sometime. But thank you so much, Jay. I appreciate you calling in. God bless.
Absolutely. You guys have a great day, and God bless you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you, brother.
All right, we are talking about Love You This Much today on the Christian Car Guy. 866-348-7884, 866-348-7884. We would really like Rosalia to call us back so that we could get the full story of what she was talking about. It was so beautiful, and I hate that break came in right when she was getting going. We got RK coming up in the garage at the bottom of the hour, and I was going to tell you what this has to do with cars, right? Because I was making reference to when you love me this much, right? This means with everything, right? When he said, "Love me with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your exceedingly much," right? Like that word that he used, meod in Hebrew, it's this all-encompassing thing. Well, that means love me with your car. And that means love me with your guitar. That means love me with all you got. It's an amazing thing. So how do you do that? 866-348-7884, 866-34-TRUTH. As I said, we got Arcade coming up in the garage. So stay tuned. A whole lot more Christian Car Guy Show coming up.
You're listening to the Truth Network and truthnetwork.com.
Love is like over a gillion stuff.
With his arms open wide, just as far as they could go. He said, as far as I can reach is not enough to show. I would give my life for you. You are my flesh and blood. I love you this much.
I love you this much today on the Christian Car Guy Show. The idea of that being that, any child, if you say I love you this much, they hold out their arms, right? As far as they can reach them. And therein lies something magic. I don't know if you ever had put the two together, but I can't help but do it. That when Jesus was on the cross.
Oh. Wow. Yeah.
I love you this much. And he did. And he did. So in response to that, how do we love him? How do we, what does it mean to hold God's hand? What does that look like practically? Or how do you apply Psalms 2:12? Kiss the Son, lest he be angry. What exactly do you do? What does that feel like? We would love to hear from you. 866-348-7884, 866-348-7884. And how fun. It's time for RK in the Garage. And so we got RK. And now time for the legendary Garage of RK. 88 and still full throttle. Actually 89 now. I got to get that updated, Bob.
I'll make a note.
So RK, you're in the garage today. I know what we're going to talk about.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're going to talk about headlamps. This old body maybe not going too good, but the brain is still working. I got education this week on headlamps, and they're not cheap anymore. They used to be $5 bulb. They're $105 to $115 a bulb in these cars. As you know, Robbie, you got to take half the car apart, the bumper off, and everything, get that to bulbs. They have modules in them. They have computers in the headlamps. It's really something else. And the prices that people don't know are well, $105. You pay that's $220 or something for each side, both sides. Well, that's not the problem. I found out you got to buy the same manufacturer and put them in both sides, because they play around with the lights beams, and some are weak, some are strong. So I found this out. You got to put two of the same things in each side.
And
the brain.
Yeah, but these new bulbs, like, you can't touch them with your fingers.
Oh no, they got gas in them. And they're a stinker to do. I got education this week at 89 years old. I didn't think that would happen, but I did.
Yeah, well, they've used those kind of, where you couldn't touch them with your fingers for years, but it's a struggle, to figure out how. First of all, you got to wear plastic gloves or rubber gloves or whatever you're going to use, because again, your fingers can't touch the glass, and then your arm needs to bend about 75 different ways in order to get into the little
contortionist,
little crevice that they think that. And like RK said, in some cases, okay, just forget about it. Take off the bumper, and here you go.
Yeah.
And then not only do they have, bulbs, they also have modules, right? Which is, we didn't have, like back in the day, you had what they called sealed beams. You remember those?
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful term, and it was a wonderful concept. It was almost like, could we go back to that? Because I'm sure that you've noticed in today's cars that many, many, many of these, the lenses on the outside, they fade and they get cloudy, and then your headlights lose their ability to light the road because the lenses are no longer clear. And so there's all sorts of kits and ways to do that. I've heard everything from you can put off on them, and rub them. And there's a lot of ways to get that stuff off. But the challenge is, unless you put clear coat over the top of it, it won't stay that way for a month. They are also a bit challenging, right, Bob?
Well, it used to be, I need a headlight. You need round or square. Yeah. There was not a lot.
You're too far back, Bob.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But then, as things changed, people started realizing, wow, the headlight business has changed tremendously. But
I think they changed in 81 to square. I don't remember, but something like that.
I remember it well. Yeah. And it was just revolutionary. Like, oh wow, square bulbs. Henry Ford.
Yep, I have a 1990 Toyota with the round bulb.
Yeah, they went. Sometimes Jeep went back to the round because it would look like a regular Wrangler. It's kind of funny all that went on with that. But today it's a whole new ball game. And believe me when I tell you that just because you got a headlight out does not mean, like in the old days, you just jump out there and replace that so easy. And so what we're trying to say, what RK and I are both trying to help you with, is if you choose to try this at home, I highly recommend you get some form of instruction before you try it. Because like RK said, you can't just replace one. You got to replace both. And you can't touch them with your fingers. And you got to know how to get to the thing. And you got to know how to get to the thing without touching it. It's all these things are.
That's a lot of ands, brother.
And so, yeah.
That is the truth.
And if you got the cloudy on the outside, yes, it can be fixed, but don't take the simple approach, okay? Just go on and buy the expensive package that comes with the clear coat and all the stuff. Look at what it says it comes with when you buy the package to redo the lenses, because you'll see that the ones that cost $30 or $40 come with some clear coat to put on the top of them after you finally got down to where they're clear again. Because if you don't put something over the top after you've gotten
it'll fade out in a month.
Yeah, no time at all. Well, RK, as always, you've been very informative. I'm so grateful for your and so
I love to do it, Robbie. God gave me the ability to do it, and I just love to do it.
And so, I know RK's daughter, Amanda, he sometimes referred to as Mandy, and she told me how much her dad loves God. That literally there were times where he couldn't drive, he didn't have a car in a situation, that he would hitchhike he was a single dad, and he would hitchhike with his 2 kids to church. And she can remember standing, she said, Robbie, I can remember sitting in those patent leather shoes, right? Those bright shoes that little girls would wear with the socks with the lace on them, and standing there, Dad's got his thumb out. We're hitchhiking to get to church on Sunday morning.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the truth.
And when I heard that story, I thought, that's a God hug right there.
Oh, yes, sir.
He was looking down going, man, this man will not be stopped from taking his little girls to church. And they remember it. They remember it well. And that's a beautiful thing, RK.
That's got to leave a mark.
Yes, thank you.
A great
thank
mark.
You.
And so as I ask this wonderful, wonderful dear friend, saint of mine, when you think about how do you show affection to God, what do you think about, RK?
I give him my love. I take my heart and I say, here, Lord, do something with it, help me with it, and just take me down that right path and lead me to the world of love, And
yeah, you do.
That's how I think.
You do. Thank you, my friend. God bless you. You have a great weekend. I'll see you tomorrow at church.
Okay, thank you, Robbie.
All right. God bless.
Great
bye,
talking with
bye
you,
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody, and have a safe week.
You too. Bye-bye. All right, 866-348-7884. How do you express your affection to God? But we got Minnie is in Ohio. I think I know Minnie. Minnie, you're on the Christian Car Guy Show. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? I've been on vacation and haven't been able to get all your calls, and I feel bad about that. But you've been having.
Oh, you're all right.
I'm sorry.
It's not moving, but they can't figure out what's wrong with it. That's I don't know. They've driven it and said it was all right, but when I go to church and it goes 20 miles an hour, I got to turn around, come back home, and go, this is a bummer. God will take care of it. He's in control,
So
it'll happen.
When they drove
okay,
it.
So to tell how I love the Lord, I'm a baker and I work by myself in the kitchen. But different times when something comes on the radio, I start dancing in the house. I dance all over the house. I dance ballet or I dance Jewish dances. And one of them is He takes good care of me. He has been so faithful and so good to me for the last 9 years. He has just provided everything I needed. Sometimes I've been stressed out, but then He turns around and opens the doors. And
well, Minnie, I got to go to break on you. Can you stay with me, please, through the break?
I sure can.
Because I want to hear more. I do. I love the idea of dancing with the Lord. That's beautiful. We'll be right back, hopefully with your calls, 866-348-7884.
You're listening to the Truth Network and truthnetwork.com.
Love is like over a gillion stuff.
With his arms open wide, just as far as they could go. He said, as far as I can reach is not enough.
I love
to
you
show.
this much today on the Christian Car Guy Show, and I love that little kid that love is like a gillion stuff. And because when you think about it, I love you this much. There's so many things and so many different ways. And so we were talking to Minnie in Ohio, and she was, and I pictured this of her dancing around the house and the joy that, God, he's got to be overjoyed to enjoy that. Minnie, I'm thinking it's absolutely spectacular, right? And you obviously have a dance partner in that, right?
Yeah, he's awesome. I just love him. I just so love him. I lift my arms up high and I worship him and I dance and I twirl and I used to dance in church. It is just amazing. I danced on my own. I didn't dance with the team. I just danced on my own, and I don't care. It was one of my gifts before I got saved. I go, how do you use this for God? Well, now I know.
That's beautiful.
So I just adore him, and he knows that, and I love him, and he's been there for me when nobody else has been, and I am just so grateful that he knows me, and he cares about me, and whatever matters to me matters to him, and I just can't thank him enough for what he's done for me.
Wow. And so getting back to your car for a minute, because I feel bad about that it was in limp-in mode or something like that. It would only go 20 miles an hour and the engine would rev. You got it to the shop, and it said...
They drive it and it said it works fine.
They drove it, and it didn't go like that. When you drove it to the shop, did it go like that, or did you have it towed?
We had it towed. We just put it on a trailer and took it over there because I didn't want to burn it up.
And when they drove it didn't do it?
The old man he drove it down the highway 2 miles and 22 miles away, and it was fine. But on the way back, it went 30, and there was a semi right behind him. I go, why did you go to the main highway? I mean, I don't do this. I go to the back roads. I don't do the highway because I don't want a truck to roll over me.
No. So, and now they're trying to figure out what's wrong with it.
Yeah, unless it starts doing that again, they can't figure it out. So, they have it on some kind of machine, but if it's not messing up, they don't know what to do. I thought they put it on a machine and that would tell them what was wrong, but they haven't done it yet.
Yeah, usually it'll store a code and that kind of thing.
It did it twice to me. It did it 3 times when I had a driver with me that he drove it to see if it would work, and then he saw it do it so he knows it does it. So I just don't want to drive it to church and burn it up.
Yeah, I need to talk to RK about that. I will, and I will call you back this week. I have your number. So thank you for calling in, Minnie, and thank you for dancing. Keep it up. I love it.
There's a song called I Just Want to Be Where You Are by Don Moen, and it is beautiful. And it is beautiful to worship the Lord with that song.
I'll have to look it up. I Just Want to Be Where You Are. We may have to use it in the next show or something like that. All right. Well, thank you, Minnie. Yeah. God bless.
I raced to the church to see what that was played, and I got the CD for that when I found out because it was that beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Okay, thank you. God bless you.
God bless you. Love you too, Minnie. Bye-bye. All right, we got Mike is in Dayton, Ohio. So, Mike, I'm very curious for you, sir. How is it that you show God affection?
Well, when I was a kid, you know how you run to your dad and you say, "Hey, Dad, I love you," and then the next thing out of your mouth, your dad's going to say, "Okay, what do you want?" And my dad never did that to me. He says, "Well, if you love me, go cut the grass." So I said, "Oh, shoot." So I would cut the grass and then go back to my dad and ask him for what I wanted. And I really believe that, showing God and showing people, actions speak louder than words. And I think that was the lesson my dad was trying to teach me. And I'm glad he did. And it's so true. You could tell someone you love them all the time, but until you do something for someone, then it really shows how much you love them. That's what I thought I'd tell you.
I've got a saying, you can show me better than you can tell me. And it applies in a lot of situations. You know, somebody talk about how they're going to change this and change that. You can show me better than you can tell me. And when you want to express love to somebody, you can show it better than you can just say it.
That's right. That's exactly right. That those were opportunities. However, right? If you're a dad, you want that hug.
Amen.
You know, you want that kiss on the cheek. Good night. You want, you know, that expression of affection. You don't just like, I love you, Dad.
It's better than the words.
Right. And it's a show me in its own way, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. And so therein lies the question, Mike. When it comes to God, how do you do that?
Well, you surrender, you know, your heart to Him. You say, "Okay, God, I love you, and what do you want me to do today?" You know, you just love on Him by telling Him how much you thank Him for all the things He's done for you already. You know, you just tell Him how much you love Him.
I
the more
know
I
for
do
me,
that,
for
the
me,
more I understand.
I'm like in my quiet times. I've got those where I'm literally like, okay, God, I need to hug you. I need to be affectionate. What does this feel like? And actually, He walks me through that. In a way that I actually feel like I was able to express my affection. But and interestingly, sometimes I take walks. I just take walks with God. And I literally, in my mind, hold His hand and say, what are we listening to? And I try to listen. What are we smelling? Because smell is very much connected to that idea of God's presence. I know that it is. And so what are we smelling? And, you know, actually experiencing God on that level, believe me, I get it. And you know, Mike, because you know me, how, you know, I get an opportunity to serve God in all sorts of neat ways. But there's more to it, you know? If you love me this much, right? If the only way your wife ever showed you she loved you was by cooking you dinner and doing all this stuff, you wouldn't feel all that loved, would you?
No. Yeah.
just saying. You know, so I think, you know, He threw that, all your heart, all your soul, and then he put this one on the end of it to make you ponder. And so I don't know. I'm working on it myself, Mike. If it was easy, I think that, you know, that's part of the mystery of the Word, is you get to delve into that and try to see what it feels like.
I mean, and sometimes when you feel like you're going to cry, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You don't feel like you're going to cry. You do cry.
Right.
I can assure you, there were 2 or 3 times yesterday I could not believe the tears that were coming out of my eyes. And I forget I interviewed a guy with I'm trying to think of the brothers that sing King and Country. Anyway, he was telling me that if they didn't cry when they wrote a song, they wouldn't record it. That it was just, you know, like an indication that God's in it. You couldn't be more right. And that's all part of how all that works. Well, Mike, thank you, as always, my friend,
welcome.
for calling in and being vulnerable, because this is not the easiest thing to talk about. So God bless you, my friend. You have an amazing weekend, amazing week. Bob, I'm challenged. I don't know about you, but I am challenged.
Way challenged. And can't wait for the next mountain to appear so we can climb it.
There you go. And again, thank you all for your calls today, your participation. So wonderful to share some more time with you here on a Christian Car Guy Show. Remember, slow down. Jesus walked everywhere He went and got it all done. 33 years. Wow. Love y'all.